Hello, and welcome to an evening of music by Haitian composer Frantz Casséus, presented by the YPAS Guitar Program. If this is your first time tuning in, my name is Michael Kagan, and I'm the director of the program. I think 2020 brought about a great soul search for all of us as we were confronted with the inner demons that had been lifting weights in the basement for a long time. Whether it's the COVID pandemic, the pandemic of racism and inequality, the pandemic of loneliness and misinformation, there's a feeling of being completely ungrounded, and comfort can be narrow, and growth can be painful. So my intuition said the best course of action would be to listen. A lot of my friends and colleagues were already doing the work of looking at the guitar with a broader, more inclusive and diverse perspective, like my dear friend Siad Wells. I started listening to her playlists she provided on her website, guitarmusicbyblackcomposers.com, and I fell in love with the music of Frantz Casséus. This feeling of being ungrounded, for me at least, stops when I listen to folk music. So, though written in the 20th century, Casséus' music feels like a rock. The materials come from an ancient space. And in the spirit of larger, more collaborative worldview, I reached out to my dear friend and mentor, Dr. Stephen Mattingly, to see if we could team up to help my students prepare for this recital. We outlined a unit for his guitar pedagogy class, so his undergraduate and graduate guitar majors help prepare scores, tutorials, and assignments for my students to help guide their progress. And I love a virtuous circle like this. My students are culturally more rich, rhythmically more sophisticated, and broader in their musical worldview, and the students at UofL had this opportunity to think like a 21st century teacher who tasked themselves with equity, inclusion, diversity, and technological resources. So I'm so proud of this work and commitment from all parties, and I hope you'll enjoy tonight's concert. It's so important to support and be supported, so thank you so much for tuning in, and I really appreciate your time watching. I believe it is the artist's function to render articulately and with beauty the soul of the land of his origin and also the world he experiences. Frantz Casséus, a true hero of the guitar, was born in 1915 in Port-au-Prince, Haiti. Inspired by the passing of a cherished aunt who played the mandolin, Casséus decided to make his first guitar at the age of 12. It had a flat board for the fingerboard, nails for frets, and iron wires for strings. He would play on this for several months before his seriousness caught the eye of his father, who was able to purchase him a guitar from Sears and Roebuck. From 1915 until 1934, the U.S. military occupied Haiti on an intervention initialized by President Woodrow Wilson. In the years leading up to the occupation, there were a series of political assassinations and forced exiles, including the murder of dictator President Jean Vibrant Guillaume Sam.